Hi, good morning, everybody. Oh my God. I know it's hard to hear because of I came out here yesterday, right? So I'm going to try to speak a little bit more louder. Have been really lazy. I haven't really been able to get up in the morning like I'm trying to, but you know, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. Anyway, I did watch a lot of documentaries Sunday. There was a whole bunch of different ones I watched, and I think right now I didn't watch all of it, and I still have the rest of it to go. It was about Lily Lily Langrid. Anyway, she was almost like she became famous and rich just being her. Like, she wasn't an actress, she wasn't a singer, she didn't invent anything. It was just because of who she was. And it was just so, and I'm still trying to, I still want to watch the rest of it because it was almost like for 2 hours long. I said, well, let me, I want to see the rest of it. But I was getting so tired, I caught it almost like at around, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something like that. I can't watch the rest of it, I gotta go to sleep. But she, back in the day, when you talk about what did everybody do, back in the day when we didn't have the internet, we didn't have tablets and all that, especially like in the 1800s and things like that, what did people do to amuse themselves? What did they do to entertain themselves? And basically, the only thing that I was able to, after seeing so much, watching so many movies, documentaries. Thank God for the mighty pen, because really that's all they had. All they had was just their time, writing and reading. That's basically it. That's all they had back then. So that's something I find it so interesting when I watch documentaries about the royals and how people lived in the 1800s or 1700s, whatever, and they have these logs, these books, in museums, and these books are filled with so much literature in there that it's almost, they're not even like, they're more like diaries, and there's just so much literature. And remember, they didn't have lines back then in the books, so all they had was a blank paper. So every line was very neat. Every line was like, oh, there's a word for it, I can't think of it. Even when they did cursive, but back in the other books that I was seeing, everything was so neat. The lines were perfect, and the sentences were so close together. It was like the whole page was filled, like every nook and cranny of that page was filled with the words. I'm pretty sure you've seen them, and they're in museums. And these books are not small. They might be kind of small, like journals, but they're filled with so much writing. It's incredible. But then again, back then, that's really all they had really to do was to write. That they really wasn't, and they were documenting everything that they did throughout, their lives, their mornings, their evenings, their afternoons, things like that. I mean, later on when Shakespeare came out, I mean, they did have entertainment. I'm pretty sure they had, like our so-called theater movies that they used to go to and things like that. But I mean, it weren't like how we see, movies on Netflix, on Megatrons, and things like that. But they did go to shows, like that. Anyway, let me take a sip of this because top of the morning to you guys. Hello. I just see a hand waving at me. And then this morning when I woke up, I should have taken a picture of it. I see, everybody's coming in and out of the cupboards, right? And all I see is a bag of bread. I think there was like maybe 2 slices in there, and all I see is a bag of bread hanging from the cupboard. It was so funny. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, so like I said, thank God for the mighty pen. And back then the pens weren't like we have today. They were like either what were they? They weren't felt pens, but that didn't come out until later. They were feathers, right? The end of a feather, and ink, whatever they used for ink. I don't know. But anyway, I was watching all this, and like I said, she really didn't, Lily Langridge. I keep on saying language. I think it's language. Lily Langridge. I don't know. Look it up. You'll see. It's like a 2-hour, documentary of her. But yeah, that was like I said, I can't wait to watch the rest of it. But. And I like writing too. I mean, I really do. I like writing. I like reading. I try to read a little bit on my, what was that? That little tablet. Oh my God. My Kindle. I try to read a little bit of that, but then I got tired, got sleepy. I think I only read like maybe 2 chapters, maybe 2.5. I forgot the name of it. I don't know what I was reading, but I know it's, a mystery story. So, but I got to get back on it. But that was really, really interesting. But that's how they filled their days. Not like us, like we come out. Right now, I worry because I feel like a lot of people are going to be like not even going out later. They're not going to really enjoy the day. Oh, that was another documentary that I was watching. And it was about why do we work? And he was going on and on. Well, yeah, we got to work, to pay our bills, to pay our utilities, rent, all that, take for food, and that. But the question is, why do we work? And it's just, it just came to the point that that's the main reason, because in this day and age, we have to pay for everything. It's not like back in the day, there was a bartering. Back in the day, you didn't have to worry so much buying too much stuff because a lot of people did farming. And farming, they would grow apples, whatever, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, whatever, So everybody lived off the land. And you would have your cows, your pigs, whatever. I mean, you had a homestead that you really didn't have to go to a grocery store because you had it all right there. And then during the winter time or whatever, the women would make, whatever with strawberries or jams and jellies and whatever, So they were always set. I think farming back in the day, I mean, when was the last time you killed anything and cooked it? Never. Like, never. Not once in your life. But back then they didn't have to worry. And now, because farming, I mean, we still use farming, of course, but, you know, now we don't do that. If we want food, we have to go grocery shopping, or we want other kind of goods, food or goods, we have to go to places where they sell furniture and, undergarments, and it's just the way, everything has evolved. And it just worries me that we're going to close ourselves in more, and a lot of people are not going to be experiencing the outdoors like they should. Now, the other thing, at the end of that whole document, I think it was only like 45 minutes long, but the bottom line, what he was talking about, the reason why we work was so that we could enjoy our lives in calmness and just to enjoy our everyday life. That's it. That's the reason we work. Yeah, you could have started that at the beginning of your movie or whatever. The reason we work is to enjoy our lives. That's it. But he had to stretch it all up. Anyway, it's like a novelist, right? They stretch everything. I'm like, oh my God. Like, get to the point. About books that I read sometimes. And then some of them are just like, the other ones, they just become repetitious, and you already get the idea. You've read so many that you already know what's going to happen next. But the other one that I was watching, and that was the one of, why do we have, hi, come on out. I'm sorry, don't mean to bother you. Time to go to work. Have a good day. Anyway, so, the other one I was watching, and it was about how we use ACs and how did people live without it. Now that was interesting. That was really interesting because back in the day they didn't have, central air and air conditioners and everything. So, and I watched another one, but I'll talk about that one later. And it was the invention of the television. But I was watching a lot of stuff about the 1970s, but the AC one about how people live without AC back in those days was very interesting, because that's how come houses, when you realize how much sun, how much heat we get, you realize that heat, as we all know, goes up. So when they built the houses, that's how come there were so many big houses back in the day, because they had to make it big and high so that the heat would rise up. If you ever notice when you go into you're building your house or whatever, it's always colder. It's always colder in the basement, like it's cold, and everything on top is hot. So that's the same way. That's why they build houses so tall, because they needed the heat to rise up, and that's how they would make, or they would consider their way of, getting or feeling cooler. And even like they were talking about, in China, how they invented the fans, and they were talking about the Egyptians and how they had two people with big leaves, and they would fan the king or whatever, But these days, what do we got? We got fans, we got central air, we have those little AC, I forgot, towers now that do the job. So even with me now, it's like that, I was thinking about all that. So, and how people, I know I'm getting off track, but how people used to how they used to escape from the heat. So a lot of people would get up early in the morning, just like I did the other day, because I had to make a meatloaf, and I was like, if I'm gonna make a meatloaf, I gotta cook that baby early. So I had to cook that meatloaf at 7 a.m. because that was the coolest of the day. So, and if I would have cooked it later, my kitchen would have been in the oven by itself. So, but back in those days, they would, oh, and they had houses. The reason they had houses with a lot of what are those porches with a lot of roofs? I forgot what they call it, a wraparound porch. And that was another thing why they put porches on all the houses, was to keep the shade, the sun and the shade on you, to keep, the sun from hitting you. And the porches were extremely useful because everybody would go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My storage was full, so I had to empty it out. Anyway, so that was another one that I was watching. But they were all interesting to watch, and I was watching nostalgia, talking about everything that we didn't have, what we don't have now, and all the things that we had in the 1970s, and how we just evolved, from all of that. So that was interesting. I did watch some 1930s, you know how Google Maps goes around and they drive around, they look at all the streets and everything like that. Well, they had some from 1930s in Chicago, which was very interesting. I was trying to show my grandson. I go, look at this. You got to see this. And he goes, I go, look at the streets. He goes, what's wrong with that? I go, well, look at the street. Look how they look like. Look, there's no stop signs. There's no no lights. Like traffic lights. I go, look at the cars. We don't have those cars right now. He goes, he's like, it looks the same to me. I go, no, look at it. And he's like, just looking, like he didn't see no difference, but finally I was showing him, look at the people, look at the streets, and then he was like, oh, yeah, not too much, wasn't really interested in it. But then again, at that age, they really don't think about things like that until they hit the, when they start getting into high school and stuff like that, I guess. But that was very, very interesting. Then I watched one from the 1950s in Chicago. It was very interesting. But then there was just dragons. So I don't think I want to watch it anymore, so I changed it. But I did see something on something about Beyonce's tour and talking about entertainment now. And she had Miley Cyrus come on the stage with her. Sorry. I'm like, really? And then I was like, why? It's not like she could dance like Beyonce, like in that one video, all the single ladies. So I was like, okay. But then they did show, I think it was on a platform where they showed Miley Cyrus and her together like a decade ago. I go, oh, I didn't know they knew each other from way back then. And then they showed them at 2025 now. I go, oh, I didn't know they knew each other. They were together or something, or, back then. But I was like, why Miley Cyrus? Why not somebody else? Like, that's all the only other person you could think of to bring on your stage. Like, and then it was almost like, you know how Shakira was with her sidekick or whatever, and her sidekick did real hard to outshine her, and Shakira was getting really pissed because she was just supposed to be a backup dancer, and she was just trying to overshadow Shakira. Whether Shakira fired her or not, I don't know. But anyway, I was seeing that, But it's almost the same thing happened with Miley Cyrus and Beyonce, because it just looked like Miley Cyrus was really holding back. I mean, the girl, come on. You might be able to shake your booty and show your butt all to the world or whatever, but Miley Cyrus, come on. That girl can sing, okay? She can sing. She might not be able to dance like you, but the girl got vocals, all right? She could throw it out there. And you can tell by the way she was holding the mic, she was holding herself back, because, Beyonce had to make sure that Miley Cyrus didn't outshine her. So it was like, really? Really? So I was like, man, you should just, but no, it had to be all about her, But you could tell that it might have said even like kept the mic away from her, her mouth, because bottom line, the girl can sing. I even when it came to other girls, Ashanti, what was her name? Amari. I mean, those girls can sing, Sierra can sing too. I like Sierra. I just don't like her hip hop moves. I think they're just a little bit too. I don't care for her moves, but because she did a lot of hip hop, especially that song "My Goodies" or "Goodies." I always liked that song. That was from Sierra. That was really good. But because I remember Beyonce, she tried to sing with George Corbin. I think that Josh Corbin. Oh my God, that was terrible. Beyonce couldn't carry a tune at all. I mean, it's like, girl, you're out of his league. Like, no, he was he's out of her. No, wait, which way does it go? Like, he's out of her. No, I don't know, but he was way better than her. Like, wait. So I just forgot how it goes. Out of my league or something. I don't know. But you know what I mean. So yeah, when I heard them two singing, I was like, oh my God, girl, stop. Just stop. Don't embarrass yourself anymore. Hey, but at least she gave it a go. But yeah, that was something. And then Blue Ivy, I mean, it's like they're getting on her case because, well, not getting on her case, but getting on Beyonce, because Blue Ivy she's not really anything. She's just Beyonce's daughter who came on and to show whatever, she wants to show off her daughter. And now all of a sudden it's like she's on the stage all the time. It's like, what's going on? We didn't come to see Blue Ivy, we came to see you. So why is she there all the time? I mean, what does she do other than to be a backup dancer and walk like a runaway model? And that's it. She doesn't sing. She doesn't. We haven't seen anything of her talent yet. And of course, we really can't, because she's only 13. And they gotta have her looking like she's like 20 or 22 already. Like, what the heck? Like, oh well. Those are her kids, and then she has to worry about her other kids who for some reason don't look all there. I don't want to say that they have something when it might not be true. I don't know, it's speculation or whatever. But whatever it is, they're going to have to handle that. They're going to have to deal with that. But Blue Ivy, she needs to get into something. You know what I mean? Like something other than just being a backup dancer and walking down the stage like a runway model. And then we have the other one. I don't know if you've been, what do you call it? Let me try to get out in the sun. I can see like the glare, like really, really glaring. I don't know which way it's going. Anyway, so then we see the Jenkins, the Resilient Jenkins. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you heard of them. But I really feel sorry for, what's her name? Oh, I forgot her name. Anyway, for her, because she just seems to, she's been having all these kids and they're living in this motel and they're not paying for the rent or anything like that, but it just seems like they're moving from spot to spot every month, every 28 days. And it's just like, and they're all cooped up in that one little, like, one unit, a home or something. I don't know what it's like. But she has to remember, she's complaining, I guess, because she hasn't had time with Drew and, you know, all the kids. She's going through all this, and you can already see that she looks tired. You can already see that, but I'm like you put that on yourself. You did that to yourself. No one told you to live like this. No one told you to have 2 more kids, and no one told you to hang around with somebody who's not helping you. And Drew doesn't seem like he wants to participate or help out. It just seems like now he's just trying to find a way to escape and doesn't want to be stuck in that hole with all these kids, you know, screaming and crying and yelling and all the cooking and cleaning that has to be done. It just seems like he doesn't want to be there. And now she's feeling the effect. I'm like, well, what did you expect was going to happen? You know, it just seems like you put this you put yourself in this hole, and it's going to be really hard for you to get out of it. It's going to be really hard. And the kids are going to get bigger. What are you going to do then? You know, it's kind of in a way I feel sorry for her, because yeah, you're not going to see no light at the end of the tunnel for a long time. For a long time. And then you have to worry about the custody battle, whatever, the visit rights for the other child, his oldest son. That's a whole thing too. So it's, I don't know. I want, you know, I don't watch her TikTok videos. I just go by the other ones who talk about them. I think like Amy Robinson, and then the other one, I forgot her name. She has short brown hair, she wears glasses. I forgot her name. I'll bring up her name next time. But yeah, so they're always, you know, giving the up to dates and stuff like that of what's going on. But that's the only way that I see that, like, just to see that. Is her situation getting better, or is it getting worse? And it just, for her, it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. So I just hope everything works out for her, but she's digging herself a deep hole, and it really is going to be hard for her to get out of it, like, seriously. But, you know, it is what it is. And then she talks about, oh, you know, that, hold on. This one's really, really bothering me because it's coming like that. But that she believes in God, and you know, I mean, there's just some things I'm pretty sure God's not telling you to do. You know, like, yeah, if you believe in God, then I'm pretty sure He's telling you to do other things and you're not listening. So, don't make I believe in God. Anyway, those are stories for another day. Anyway, I haven't done my cake yet. I haven't done my monthly intro. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it before July. So we'll see what happens. It's just to like I said, if I bake, I have to bake really early in the morning. So we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, I think I've been on here long enough, so I'm gonna let you go. And I have to work on that banner today, and I still have to run to CVS. I have to go buy some. I need body wash and Head and Shoulders, And yeah, and then my grandson, he starts his program today, so he's happy about that. Are you leaving? You're not dressed yet? Oh, it's still early, right? Yeah? You're like, I'm not ready to go anywhere right now. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here, and don't forget to like, subscribe, definitely comment if you wish, and we will catch you in a bit. Bye! Okay, guys, here we are. It is nice and sunny out. I don't know what this one's sniffing. Come on! Yeah, I'm just waiting for him. I know I haven't been out here for a while, but I don't know why I haven't been out. I guess because we were busy, going to the beach, and then we were busy, having a hard time getting up in the morning. It was the first week that the kids were off of school, so, I had to make do of the time and everything. And, waking up late. I'm dragging that in. I am so dragging that in. Anyway, you know me with tables. I like having tables. Anyway, it'll be just great to have my my tripod or something. Yes, go pee on the garbage can. Anyway, went to the store today and stuff, and I was like, oh man, what just happened? So apparently I ended up, not that I was stealing, nothing like that, but I ended up, evidently my card, I usually go to this gas station to get a few things, and so he said that the last time I went there that my card declined, and I was like, what? And then he was trying to, catch me, but he didn't see me, and he goes, yeah, your card, the things that you got, they weren't paid for. And he goes, well, can you pay for them now? And I was like, well, yeah, I guess, and then I'm going back and forth with him. Yeah, but are you sure it was me? Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to get into all, let me see how sturdy this is. Yeah, it's wobbly. I don't need it. So it was kind of, I wasn't like yelling or anything like that. I was serious. He goes, yeah, remember that time you came in, you were talking about that you hurt your rib? And I was like, oh, yeah. He goes, yeah, it was that day. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, well, I'm sorry. Felt bad that my card didn't go through, And he goes, well, can I bring it up now? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. So I didn't want to go argue with him. I don't know. And, it's my fault. And that's what I'm always saying, guys. Always keep your receipts because you just never know, And like I said, I didn't want to argue with him about it. It's not worth it. So, because I'm pretty sure he was right, I wasn't about to make a big deal out of it. So, and he's a pretty nice guy. And I said I didn't want to make waves or nothing like that. It was what it was. And so yeah, so went through that today. So I said, okay, got that over with. A little bit more out of my pocket this morning, which I wasn't happy about, but whatever. It's only money. That's something I always tell myself like that. When things happen like that, when it comes to money issues, it's only money, guys. It's only money. God takes care of me. He makes a way. And I didn't want to be that person to argue or to get upset and, well, I'm never coming here again, or trying to accuse him or trying to steal me or overcharge me. I didn't want to be that person. And so I was like, sure. I'll pay for it. It was my fault. It was my fault. And then I walked out there without the receipt again. I was like, so then I had to go on my account and calculate, and I was like, yeah, okay, everything's good. But then I came home and I was watching Little Poet. She was talking about, about AI, and, well, she's already I think she's already over 70, getting close to being 75, something like that. And she's been on YouTube for a long time. And she was just a little bit worried about AI and how ChatGPT and how it can make no videos for you. And she was talking about, it talks about a lot of stuff that they could generate a new kind of video for her. And she's talking about them stealing your information, everybody else reading your words. And she was like, she seems to be struggling with it. Like she's not really happy with, Chat GPT. And I was like, well, it's the new wave of living. It's something that we're going to have to adapt to. It's something that we have to embrace because it's here. And no matter how much we want to, say that, oh, it's wrong, they're stealing our information, they're sharing it with others, and blah, blah, blah. And that might be the case, but you have to just embrace it because it's here. And then she was talking about, well, how very, like I said, she's struggling with it. And I'm like, well, aside from embracing it, she was saying something like, well, can they really actually duplicate everything that I'm saying? And I was like, well, yeah, they can even duplicate you. If you know what I mean. No. I said no. I said no. I said stop looking. No. So I said, yeah, they can even duplicate you. But yeah. So I felt sad for her because she was like really dead set against it. Like she doesn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, again, it's nothing like it's gonna be harm or anything like that. It's just like it is what it is. And again, we just have to go, and it might be helpful if she dives into it a little bit more. I like it. I think it's awesome. I really haven't tried it, but I think it's awesome. But if she wants to make better videos, just talking about her being real and everything like that, and everything that she is, her whole persona is what she puts on her videos. But she could play with it, you know what I mean? They could always give her more information. I already see people using it, and I already see a lot of people, because I've been watching them a lot, and I'm like, yeah, that's not you talking. That's ChatGPT. You're reading off some other information, which could always improve your content vocabulary, if you know what I mean. Not so much you, but the vocabulary, the words now that you're going to be using instead of a year ago or about a year ago. So it does, it is different. You can hear the change in how people talk, and they're reading off a script, or that's not them. Like this is information that was fed to you, and you see it, it, but it is what it is. And I hope she like I said, I hope she adapts to it. I hope she embraces it and make it work for herself, make it work. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here. I'm already 8 minutes in, and I've been out here like for about, 7-8 minutes, and my face is already dripping with sweat. Okay, guys, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I'm out here again. Got my bags. I'm going up all these. I am still waiting for that subway to open. I don't know when it's going to open. It's been like over a year since last winter, last spring, and it's still not open. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm not gonna get eggs or milk, anything like that. I'm gonna wait. I just have to get bread. I was supposed to run to the Dollar Tree and I forgot. Oh well, I think that can wait. I'm gonna have to go to CVS tomorrow anyway, so I think it can it can wait until tomorrow. I'll probably get more plies for less money than I would get at Walmart or here for that matter. So I'm going to use my my extra care bucks to get that. So yeah, it's already 82. And I was taking out the dog, right, because I was like, oh, I gotta take the dog out. And I'm just looking for my list. I always make sure I take a list. Not a big one, it's a little one, but nevertheless, have to get it. Otherwise, I'll be buying things that, I don't need. For now, anyway. Good blast of cold air. Oh my God, just watermelon. I'm not gonna get watermelon until maybe next week. I'll get oranges later. Don't need that right now, but I do need bread. Ooh, that looks good. Let's taste that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of coconut too much. That's why they have all the what do you call it? Why do they put the liquor here? I don't get it. This is the brand I usually get, the red, but I like the other one, the Moscato, the pink Moscato, and they haven't had that recently. Oh, I was reading what do you call it? My book, right? And it reminded me, because they were, talking about drinking champagne and everything, right? And it brought me back to when I used to work at Nuveen. It was a bond company. And they were talking about Dom Perignon that they had, because they had just finished having the party. It was in 1941. And they had just finished, getting some bottles from the party, and they were at the beach. And they were drinking Dom Perignon. And I was like, oh my God, I remember Dom Perignon. Because we used to, we were, and to me, that was the champagne. That was the champagne that they had. So I was like, what am I stepping? So that took me back. So that was fun. Let me see. So let me see. They have it. I haven't seen any Doritos. Doritos for the little one. And what else do I need? Chips. I got bread. No, I'm not gonna get a whole lot. Candy, I'm not. That's gonna have to wait until Friday. I just don't like the kids eating too much, junk. Like we already had sweets, we already had cake. Oopsies. So I was gonna get butter, but I think I'm just gonna get margarine, and I don't see the margarine. Are you kidding me? They usually have margarine. I see the butter, but I don't see margarine. And that's what I wanted to get, was margarine. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. I didn't want to get regular butter. Maybe I can get some margarine at Dollar Tree. I don't see what. They usually have it right here. It's always right here. I don't see it. They have something like Kerrygold, but it's not. Irish butter, unless I'm missing it somewhere, but I don't see it. And I needed butter too for the mashed potatoes. Maybe I could find some at Dollar Tree, because I was going to go over there anyway to go get the bathroom tissue. Oh, okay, so what was that? Jeez, I swear I can't even read my own handwriting. What the heck did I write? Oh, it was margarine. I tell you, sometimes I swear I can't read my own handwriting. So that's what I get. So I'm always writing. I'm always writing real fast. So that's my problem. All right, so And the pot like it's so quick. I'm gonna have to run and get some the toilet paper and hopefully margarine and barbecue. Oh, I can get it. Man, well, you know what? Thank God I didn't go there first, because then I wouldn't have thought about getting the margarine. Yeah, you know? And so, okay, let me look at this list again. So, oh, I need oil. I think maybe I can get the oil tomorrow. No, I need the olive oil. Because what would that be? It has to be around here. The olive oil for the veluta that I'm going to need. Yeah. So I need that. I usually just get this one. It's cheaper. Everything else just costs too much. I'm only making a little bit, not that much anyway. Oh, okay, I guess that's it. And I'm gonna run and I'm going to go get. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. And then I go home and I go, I forgot to get this. I forgot to get that. It's always something. I always forget to do something. To get something. Cupcakes. I probably end up making cupcakes. Like probably for the 4th of July, not right now. So I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys here, and yeah, we'll see you in a bit.